Good morning, students. Welcome. In our last video, we have seen leadership style. In that, autocratic and democratic leadership style have been discussed in our previous video. Now, today, the third and the last style of leadership is free style. Free range style of leadership. Free range style of leadership. On the page number 25 in your book, the top management provides total freedom to the employees to take decisions, and the interference of top management is as minimum as possible. It means in this type of style, leadership has total power to give all the freedom to their employees. It means he just gives suggestion to the employees. This work could be done best. This work could be done in this manner. If you are working in this manner, this work may be more powerful, more capabilities. In your business organization, the maximum freedom is given to the employees to work independently. In this type of leadership style, your employees will give maximum freedom so that they can take decisions. Top managers only supervise. The higher level authorities will only supervise to their employees. If they ever feel demotivated or not able to take decisions related to the end work, in that type of work, in that type of business organization, they can work. Wherever required, only general guidelines are provided by the top management. The final decision is taken by the employees. Where employees are trained and educated properly, where they are disciplined, are able to understand situations properly, this can be useful. It means in the free range style of leadership, all the freedom is given to your employees so that they can take any decision. It doesn't matter if employees take decision right or wrong. They are capable or not capable. But most of the time, most of the business organizations, this style only implemented if your employees are capable to take decisions. And after you know the capabilities of your business employees, you will trust over your employees and you give all the freedom. You give all the authorities to your employees to take any decision related to the business work. The leader believes that a suitable environment should be created where goals can be easily achieved. This style is best to develop employees' inner strength. This is best style to develop the inner strength of the employees. How? Because when your employees are just only work like a robot, they don't have any voice in the decision making. They just have to stress on the orders given by the higher level authorities. In this type of business organization, your employees will not work with the enthusiasm. Your employees will not work and don't feel motivated in the business organization. So, if you are giving total freedom to your business employees, you just have to say that this type of decision may be taken in the business organization. If you will work in this manner, this work would be more good or more qualitative. You just need to give suggestion to your employees. You are not taking any decision or you are not taking part in decision making. The top managers show trust and confidence in their subordinates. Employees also try to dedicate it to their managers. Sometimes it may so happen that employees take the wrong decision. They are confused to take decisions or they face certain limitations. It may be happen because your employees are totally free to take any decision. Your business head is totally give freedom to their employees. So it is possible that sometimes your business organization or your employees will take a wrong decision. But જો લાઈફની અંદર બિઝનેસની અંદર કોઈ wrong decision લીધેલા નહીં હોય તો ક્યારે સાચા decision તરફ આગળ વધી શકશે નહીં. There is one saying in English. ઇંગ્લિશમાં કહેવત છે કે experience comes from bad experiences. તમારે એક્સપિરિયન્સ જોતો હોય તો એક્સપિરિયન્સ ક્યાંથી મળશે તમને? બેડ એક્સપિરિયન્સમાંથી મળશે. એન્ડ એક્સપિરિયન્સ મેક્સ મેન પરફેક્ટ. સૌથી પહેલા તમારે બેડ એક્સપિરિયન્સ થશે એના પરથી એક્સપિરિયન્સ થશે. And once you will get experience to work in your business organization, you will make number of mistakes in the life. You will make number of mistakes in the business organization. But after making mistakes, you will have one message and never forget that message. And the message is how that particular situation could be. That particular situation could be more favorable in your situation, favorable to you only. Sometimes it may so happen that employees take the wrong decision. They are confused to take decisions or they face certain limitations. As required, supervision is provided by the managers. Less interference is done by the top management. It means your business top or your higher level authorities does not interfere in your work. They always give some suggestion to you so you can take decision in the qualitative way. This type is useful for educated and well-trained employees. In your business organization, if your employees are well-trained, if they are educated in that type of business organization, this that is helpful. The benefits of the freelance type. This technique is useful for educated and trained employees as well as for top level managers. It is the best for the development of hidden talents of people. Where this is most useful, where your employees are educated, trained, especially if on the higher level authorities, if your employees are working on the top level management and the higher level bodies. As we have seen, there is 3 levels in the business organization. The first is top, second is middle, and the third is lower. If you always give order to the lower level employees, it is good. There no just problem now. But if you are continuously giving orders to the top level officers, your talented officers, they will never like your orders. It does not mean your higher level authorities does not respect you. But if you just only give order, your employee have to just follow your order. This is not right, and your employees will shift themselves if they will get better opportunity. Demerits. In that, demerits of freelance leadership style is the following are the demerits of this type. As employees are given total freedom, they are sometimes found to take wrong decisions. As we have seen that in this type of leadership style, the freelance leadership style, all the freedom is given by the leader to the employees. So if the employee have total freedom to take any decision, in that type of case, in that type of situation, this is possible that your employees will take wrong decision. Your employees will take always wrong decision. And if your employees are always taking, if any persons are there who is taking wrong decision in some time, in some situation, this is acceptable. But if your employees are continuously taking wrong decision, this is not right and this is not acceptable for your business organization, because this will harm your business organization for long. Due to lack of coordination, various departments may do activities against each other, because every department have rights to take decisions related to their departments and their arm. So this is possible that your business employees, your organization will take wrong decision. Sometimes employees are confused to take decisions. If your employees are himself confused which type of decision is to be taken and how the decision will affect their role, then this is not right. This will confuse not only that particular person but the whole department is working with that particular employees. So this is not right. When is this approach beneficial? When employees are educated, trained and have good level of knowledge. It means when your employees are good enough to take decision and they have education qualification, they are trained in that type of business organization, in that type of employees, this is beneficial. Wherever routine decisions are to be taken, this technique is used. When decision has to be taken by your employees in the frequently, this is helpful, this is right. When employees are confident of taking decision, when your employees are confident enough to take decision, so in that type of business organization also this is beneficial. So this is the important concept, important topic for your exam also, the leadership style. Basically, there were three leadership styles. The first is autocratic style. In autocratic style, all the powers is centralized to the leader. He does not give any powers to their subordinates. They have to stress over the orders of the leader. If leader gives them orders, they will work. If leader does not give the order, they will not work. They does not have any voice in the decision making. They could not make your suggestion to the organization. This is autocratic style. After that, democratic style. What is democratic style? In the decision making, in some extent, suggestions of the employees can be taken into consideration. So your employees feel that this decision is taken by us, so they feel motivated. And the third style is freedom style. So here all employees in all the department heads are totally free to take any decision. After that, one of the most important topic for your examination is essential qualities required in leader. If you want to become a leader, this type of quality must be in you. Essential qualities required in leader. Effective leaders should have the following qualities as mentioned by Dr. Georgia Tate. Dr. Georgia Tate says that if any person wants to become a good leader, then that person must have this type of leadership qualities. So the first quality according to Dr. Georgia Tate is energy. Energetic leaders should have both physical and psychological energy. Always take into considerations. Always keep in your mind. Energy means both physical and psychological. If any person is very good in knowledge, he have very good education qualification, but he is not physically able to work, then their qualities is not any particular in work of the business organization. It is a business organization of work may carry that. On the other hand, if any person has very good body, has very good health, but he is not mentally strong, then this is also not acceptable. So here, when any person talk about energy, energy means it is related with physical and psychological. Physical energy makes him more hardworking, and psychological energy related with an intellect. Here, the spelling mistake is that energy ની અંદર જે last line છે એમાં સૌથી પહેલા છે physical energy makes him more hardworking. Physical energy જે છે એમને more hardworking બનાવે છે, એ સાચું છે. ત્યારબાદ વળી પાછું બોર્ડ આપેલું છે physical energy is related with intellect. એ physical ને રિમૂવ કરીને ત્યાં આપણે નાખો psychological energy is related with intellect. Psychological જે છે એ શું છે તો કે બુદ્ધિજાતનું વ્યક્તિ સંકળાયેલું છે. After that, emotional stability. The second point is your leader must be emotionally stable. If you are leader and if you are totally emotional person, then you can never be a good leader. A leader should be emotionally stable. A leader who is very emotional cannot be a successful leader. If you are a very emotional person, then you cannot be a good leader. He should be free from anger, bias, prejudice. He should be neutral towards political, social, religious, and other groups. It means if you are emotionally stable, if you are a person who gets angry very easily, so this is not right, because most of the time once your employees will come to know that you will get anger very quickly. At that time, they always try to make you angry, and from the anger, you will do something which is not in favor of you. And if you are prejudiced, if you have bias to any person, bias means જે છે કે તમે કોઈ એક વ્યક્તિ પ્રત્યે જે છે એ સપોર્ટિવ હોય, એક વ્યક્તિ પ્રત્યે જે છે તમે એને નેગેટિવ જે છે માર્ક કરતા. તો જો આવા bias હોય, if you are biased or if you take any prejudice to any person, any employee, this is also not right. So your employees must be emotionally stable. It should be neutral towards political, social, religious, and other groups. It means from what is your religion is, what is your opinion related to the any political parties, what are the your personal groups, that should not be connected, or that should not be affect on your emotional level in your business organization. After that, knowledge of human relations. A leader should have knowledge of human relations. He should be able to understand the various interrelations between people. He should respect the sentiments of the employees. It means when your employees are right, when your employees are hardworking, and if he ever demands something which is right, which is accurate, at that time you have to support him. On the other hand, if there is some person who is not in your favor, but he is just only try to be a good in the business organization, then if your leader is wise enough, then they will identify this type of people, and they always, that particular person, the leader always take in the right decision in the favor of business organization. So every business leader should know the level of human relations between one person to another person. Interest. The third is Eldridge said it is the behavior of remaining satisfied and directing all the activities towards achievement of the goals. A leader who has interest is more committed and dedicated towards his work. If a leader shows interest, then employees also will do the same. It means you are interested to your work. If any leader are there who does not work with the enthusiasm, એ પોતાને કોઈ enthusiasm ના હોય, જે છે કામ કરવા માટે પ્રેરણા ના હોય, himself does not feel motivated to work, at that time the employee will never work with the motivation. On the other hand, if your employees work with the interest, there is a strong possibility that your employees will also work with the interest in your business organization. After that, knowledge of communication. A leader should have necessary competence of communicating with groups. A person who is able to provide guidelines, orders is successful leader. It means in your business organization, through your employees, if you have to deal with number of employees in your business organization, there may be some good person, there may be some bad person who is not rightly wants to get you success in your business organization. This could be happen in your business organization, in your business. So your communication skill must be very good, because if the leader, if the higher level authorities himself does not know how to communicate with the people, then this will be very harmful for your business and also harmful for the society and leader himself also. Then good teaching skill. Effective leader should have good teaching ability and necessary competency how to work properly and rectify errors should be understood by leader. As you know, you are a leader and you always work with the human being. તમારે જીવતા જાગતા માણસો સાથે કામ કરવાનું છે. So if you want to work with the human being, at that time some humans, some employees may work sincerely, some may be not work sincerely. There may be some person who is good in work, some persons who may be not good in the work. So this type of situation may be arise in your business organization. But if in your business organization, if any employee do any mistake, so you can rectify that mistake and you can teach how that particular mistake could not be repeat in the future. So any person must be a good teacher also. Teacher જે છે પોતે જ એની પોતાની જાતમાં જે છે લીડર હોય છે. So the leader must have good qualities of the teacher also. Then technical competence. A leader should have technical competence to get the work done through the subordinates. In this era of modern technology, such knowledge is important. It means, say for example, if in your business organization, the next one is here, the next one, which is this. Technical competence. In your business organization, so for example, there is machinery and your one leader is know how to operate that machinery. The another leader in the same business organization does not know how to operate that machinery. So to your business employee, this will affect in the wrong way. આ જે છે તમારી બિઝનેસ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન એ ખોટી રીતે અફેક્ટ કરે છે અને કદાચ જે છે એ બંને લીડર રીતે છે the only technical qualities or only technical knowledge is not the right only right or there is not only thing that you are capable or not. There is number of other things are also to measure your qualities, your capabilities. So, but if this type of situation arises in your business, then it could be happen that it will give you the wrong give the wrong decision to your business organization. Here they have given that leaders should have technical competence to get their work done through the subordinates. If your employees are working on any machinery and you are leading them, and if your employees does not know how to operate that machine, if you also don't know how to operate that machinery, you will never give them suggestion. You will never lead them. If your employee sometimes feel bad, if your employee sometimes feels that this work is harder and he is not able to do the work, at that time the leader will do that same work in the more capabilities, and he will do that work capabilities so that their employees feel motivated and work according to that particular thing. In this era of modern technology, such knowledge is important. અત્યારે જે છે ટેકનોલોજીનો જમાનો છે, so this thing is very important if you want to be a good successful leader. Here one thing is also important, one more thing is important, that is, say for example, if you are a leader of computer section in your business organization, if you are leader of computer section of your business organization, so you have to understand all the things related to the computer. You must have idea about networking and hardware. Network and hardware of the computer system. If ever your computer will not start, which type of reasons could be there? So your hardware is not working, or on the other hand, if your computer is start but not working in the proper condition, so it is the mistake related to the network. So if you are computer leader, computer section leader, so you must have all the qualities, all the knowledge related to the work. So this is all about the competencies. After that, social competence. A leader should be able to coordinate with the employees to get the maximum benefits from his employees. This should be committed and dedicated. It means in your business organization, your employees will be dedicated if your leader is dedicated to their work. If a leader does not feel that this work is not important, or they always try to ignore some work, at that time your employees will also ignore the work, because they feel that if our leader is not serious about their work, how could we be serious about their work? So your employees must be very serious. A leader should be able to coordinate with the employees to get maximum benefits from his employees. If you want to get the work done by your employees in a more qualitative way, at that time you have to understand the social values of your employees. Sometimes your employees may have right reason to avoid the work. If your employees' health is not good, they feel they need to take rest. So in this type of case, by understand that situation, you have to grant leave of that particular employee. Sometimes your employee may take wrong decision, but you have to lead them in the right way, so your employees will work more enthusiasm, so that in your business organization you can retain the employee in your business organization for the long time. So this is the social competence. This is all about qualities of the leaders. And this is most important question. If we talk about your examination, let's repeat it. In the first, the essential qualities required in the leader. In that, the first is energy. Energy is related with physical and psychological. Leader must be physically fit and psychologically able to do work. Emotional stability. Your leader should not be too much emotional and should not be totally emotionless. He is emotionally stable. Knowledge of human relations, how relation is working in the market, how relation is working in the world. This knowledge should be in the business leader. After that, interest. All the leader must be work in the interest of the business organization only. Knowledge of communication. He must have good communication skill if he want to become a good leader. Good teaching skill. In the business organization, leader himself is a teacher, so he has good teaching style. Because if anywhere your employees feel demotivated and don't know how to work, at that time they will work very sincerely after the technical competence. In your business organization, they have to know that how that particular technology will work in the business operation. And the last is social competence. He is socially also competent to work any particular thing. This is all things related to the business organization, and the qualities must have related to the business leader. Thank you.